Welcome in to episode 2 of Pixel Yaps with me, Cesire, and Loonaromi.
Hello! It's been a
We,
whole 2 weeks. It doesn't
yeah,
feel like it.
Every time you talk,
I keep
I
on
hear
saying
that
last
sound
week.
that
I'm like,
plays when
wait. No,
Pac-Man
we didn't
dies.
podcast
oh
last
crap.
week.
Thank you for reminding me. I forgot to turn those off.
Sess is scuffing. We are doing this live, so every now and then you may hear a scuffy noise, and it's usually Cesari's fault, so it's a-okay. It's casually throwing you under the bus. Everything's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I
Um,
can't get rid of is resubs. I
that's
could,
fair.
but that's, I don't know, pain in the butt.
It's too complicated.
Just wait.
It's too complicated for us.
Okay, anyway, so we
Next
decided last time that we were
Mhm.
going to use this session to continue to talk about Next Fest because during the last episode, we had only had the opportunity to play like a handful of demos.
That's generous.
I
I think I only played a handful of demos full stop. I'm not listen. Cess is on another level when it comes to Steam Next Fest. She has like a whole system. She has like an hour a game, sometimes a little bit more. But she's on a schedule. She's going like bam, 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 bam. Me, I'm like, oh look, this is shiny. I'm gonna be here for the next 3 hours. So
well, it's because I've been doing it for so many years now. So I've learned like
well-oiled
what
machine.
the pitfalls are. Like, if I'm having
Yeah.
fun, I have to stop myself at least, I give myself an hour and a half sometimes. But
Yeah.
because otherwise there's just no time because some of the demos are very long. Like some of them are like the whole first chunk of the game.
Mm-hmm. True.
Which actually brings me to a question, Luna. Do you
boy.
have a preference for demos? Like, do you prefer, like when they make a very specific demo for like Next Fest or just like it's very clear that it's a demo, or do you like it when they give you just like the first chunk of the game?
I don't know. I don't know. I want to say like I almost feel I want. So I was going to say I prefer if they do like a demo separately apart from the first chunk of the game because then
Mhm.
you're still experiencing the game for the first time. But also that would give me severe FOMO. Like if I missed out on the demo, I would get super FOMO.
Okay, so like if
You know,
a company was to do that, you'd probably want them to like keep the
still make it
demo
available
up.
later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely know of a couple of those that did that. I didn't see any this year, but I remember I think it was the most recent one. Uh, shoot, was it this year too? I don't know. They do a couple a year. But I think it was like the last one where like a couple of the demos had specifically put, like silly nods to Next Fest. Like there was one where I was lighting all this stuff on fire and there was just Next Fest posters everywhere that I was lighting on
That's
fire.
funny. That is funny. Yeah, no, the one I remember to clear is just Little Kitty Big City. I know they definitely like let you do the first chapter first. Also, Garden Trails let you do the first chapter of the game on Next Fest.
Mhm.
And like I guess I do enjoy that because then you're actually experiencing the game and what it's going to be like, right? But also it does make it like kind of like a have to I'm not good at I'm not good at replaying games usually. So I don't really enjoy it when I have to go back and do something again. I do wish like either like if they do a separate demo, like you said, that they keep it up and available for even like the game's full release, or that it like I know on like certain Nintendo games, it saves where you left off at the demo.
Yeah,
So
actually,
you
I
can
had a
then buy the
couple.
full game and continue going from where you left off.
Yeah, I think that's a more standard practice these days because I find that
Mm.
actually quite regularly. Space Sprouts that I had done the Next Fest demo for when I started the game, I had all of this stuff already completed that I'd done in the demo.
Okay, that's
to
cool.
to the detriment of the devs a little bit, because it caused
Oh.
a bug
Oh
where
no.
some of my achievements weren't procking But no, it's okay because I was in their Discord, and so I was just talking to them about it, and we solved it together. Shoot, they were talking to me partially while I was streaming.
That's really cool. I always really love that. Like, you obviously you get it a lot more when you're playing smaller games, right? Like from indie devs and stuff like that.
Right.
But I always really love when they come in to stream. Like when I was playing Garden Trails a while back when that released, the dev came in. It was like one person who made the entire thing, like soundtracked everything, which is so impressive.
Right.
But like he actually came into my stream and hung out and found my talent for finding bugs. Impressive. So yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
What was your what was I don't know, do you have a favorite game that you played during this round of Steam Next Fest?
Gosh, I don't know if I could really just choose one. Like, I played so many demos. Like, you guys, we did 5 days straight of demos for my 6-hour streams, except for the, hour and a half or so that we did Pixel Yaps on that Tuesday. I played so many demos. But I think if I were to pick a few, it would be the ones that were, the most different from the others, the most creative. So I really liked, obviously we talked a little bit about it the last time, the Henry Half Head.
I was afraid of that, but yeah.
Because it was just so creative though, just like the gameplay, and it was very charming. Another game that I really liked that this demo, I gotta warn you guys, this demo was buggy. Like, it is probably the buggiest demo I personally have ever played. But despite that, I couldn't stop playing. Like, I kept trying to get it to work. It was called, my brain is so derpy right now. Oh gosh, which one was it? It was like this little one where it's like a little roguelike and you're running through this abandoned museum. And I broke it in so many different ways, but it was still so charming. Oh, here it is. Overgrown with an exclamation point.
I think I missed you playing that one. I don't recall that one at all.
Yeah, like it it was buggy. But the heart was there. Like, it had like this cute almost Paper Mario like art. And obviously I've gotten into roguelikes a lot after Hades. And so it had all of that. And it had a lot of really funny bugs. At one point I did something that made it so that I had super speed. I actually think it's coming up on the video now.
Oh boy.
But oops, actually I accidentally had chat open for that one. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could choose a favorite. And honestly, it's hard.
Is there like one that you're most looking forward to playing once it's out?
I really liked Discounty, the one that we talked about last week. I'm definitely gonna play that. I actually
purposely didn't play that because I saw some of your gameplay and some other people's gameplay of it. I'm like, I want to experience this for the first time when it comes out. It does look really, really fun though.
Yeah, it was just very charming and really well put together, and it just had like a lot of heart. There we go. I was looking for my Next Fest thread because it's been a long month, y'all. It's been a long month. I think the other one that I really liked that I was kind of surprised about, there was a little game called Hotel Galactic. Which
I had that on my list. I didn't try it.
Yeah, so it's like a little management game. So, you're building the little buildings, kind of like, I don't know, Fallout shelters, or that's the example I have for that type of game at the moment. But you're building up your little town. But the art was so cute, and the level of detail that they put into like the maps and stuff was just so, well, the rooms rather. It was just so charming. I was very impressed by
Okay,
just how much they managed to get in there, you know?
fair.
What about
Yeah,
you?
um I didn't try. I tried more than I did last Steam Next Fest, but I didn't try as many as I wanted to just because time. But I think my favorite, the one that I wanted to continue playing, was probably Cottonville. Um, Cottonville, it's so cute, honestly. It's really funny because I was actually on the verge of not playing Cottonville at all because I was like, "Oh, this is too over the top. I'm not gonna enjoy this." Um, but yeah, it basically just says create, farm, and styling Cottonville, a cozy dress-up game with farming and sim mechanics. It's the description for it, and that's exactly what it is. Like you're a fashionista, basically, and you have like a little clothing store that you get to choose what you sell, and you get to dress people up in, like townspeople. um, and you have a farm. Now, instead of growing like carrots and pumpkins and corn and stuff, you grow things like cotton, tulips, flowers and other kind of materials that you use to make materials for, like clothing materials for. So I found that super cute. It also has a very different art style from most like farm sim games, and it was just very very adorable, very picturesque. I loved how your character kind of looked in the direction that you were moving towards and stuff. It was very cute. And I will say the one thing that like completely threw me off of it, about it, was the controls. So this is a game that you completely control with mouse and keyboard.
Mhm.
There's sorry, with the keyboard, no mouse.
Oh.
There is no mouse in this game. You do everything with your keyboard. And as somebody who's just so used to using a mouse, it felt a little bit difficult at times because I kept on like reaching for my mouse and like it wouldn't work. And I was like, what the heck? But apart from that, it's very, very cute. As you go on in the game, you unlock more fashion stuff. You can unlock more stuff for your own character. You can make more stuff to sell. And I had a little giggle fit at how they sound. They sound, I guess, almost similar to Animal Crossing people, but just more high pitched and more cute. I don't know how to describe it. It was amazing. I really loved it. And I'm definitely looking forward to playing more of this. I started doing the whole, "Oh, I'll just do this one more thing. Oh, okay, wait, let me do this. Oh, well, but now we have to go check this out." So, yeah, I had to tear myself away from that one.
I mean, that's always the good sign, though, because that, that
Yeah,
means you're most likely going to end up playing it,
absolutely.
which
I'm really
is,
looking forward to this game. I hope it does well,
yeah,
honestly.
yeah. Nice. I mean, it looks really cute. I know I saw you play it, and I saw Lava Slug play it, and both of you made these characters that just looked so much like what you like to draw your characters as. It
Yeah,
really cracked
right.
me up.
I felt so represented.
Yeah, Lava's looked almost like a shot for shot of her own
Oh
VTuber.
my god. I
We
can
were
imagine
dying.
Lava's VTube art matches that as well.
And I see you get
Um
a little cat, so yeah. Or there was a little
Yeah,
cat following you
the
around.
cat isn't, I don't know if the cat is your cat, but there's a cat around, and that's cute. It's a very, very cute game. I really loved it. Um, yeah. The other game that was very limited in what it let you do with the demo, but definitely one that I don't know if this, like Cottonville is something that I can see myself having fun with on stream.
Uh-huh.
This next one, I don't know if I see myself playing this on stream very often because I just feel like it might get a bit, the management of it might get a bit boring to watch.
Okay.
I'm talking about Witchy Business. So, this is the game that blew up a little bit on my TikTok. This is the game that got like 100,000 views on my TikTok. It has, and for one single um like part of it, and I feel like this speaks volumes for any game. It has obviously accessibility is always great, but I feel like so often we see accessibility for various other things, but I've never seen a game for accessibility for ADHD and autism affected people. So as somebody who has ADHD, I felt so hurt because I get so annoyed and over just stimulated with repetitive noises and alarms in games. Like they really, really bother me, the sound effects.
Mhm.
Um to the point like I play Elder Scrolls Online a lot, and in ESO, I have the sound effects turned way, 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 way down because they just bother me. Now, what that also means is that a lot of times I'm missing out on other things that are tied to sound effects. In ESO, that would be like the little music box that we get. I never hear the music boxes in game. I purchase them all the time purely because I love the design of them, but I never hear the music boxes because they're tied in under the sound effects,
Well, and
and
they're
I have
super
that turned
quiet
down.
anyway.
Yeah. So I have them super I can't, that's like a whole aspect of the game that I probably would like to enjoy, but I just never experienced because of that. So the fact that in Witchy Business there is an actual audio filter for ADHD and autism that you can turn on is just amazing, and I lost it. It was just yeah, I love that, and I really wish that I hope in the future more games end up doing this. Aside from that, the game is actually quite fun. You manage, I guess, your own little storefront, so to say. And you have clients coming asking for wands, asking for potions, for little spells and all that. And you get these orders in. Some of them, like looking through a crystal ball, you can do straight away. But some of them are orders. Like if somebody asks for a love potion, that's an order. So you take that, and then at the end of the day, you go to your like little garden area. You can plant your plants that you need for that potion, so that you can pick them the next day. And there's also some other interactables there. A lot of these interactables were locked behind, like were not available for the demo. So I can't say that much to them, but there's a little fountain where you get like a rock out of and stuff. And then afterwards you um go like after you're done with your garden, you go to like a I guess back alley store or stall of some sort where you can stock up on items that you don't personally have yet. And then when you have your flowers, you have your other items and stuff, you can then go to your home where you brew your potions. And like make wands and stuff. So you can look at the orders that you got throughout the day, and you can kind of, if you hover over them, you can see how much each of them cost, or like each of them will make you. So if you're like looking for a specific goal, you can try and min max it that way, I guess. But I had a lot of fun. It's a lot of like, I guess it's very task oriented, like very short, small bursts of task oriented. And I deal really well with that because there's always like something happening. And I get to like basically check things off my list, which I like. So I had a lot of fun with it, and I am looking forward to it coming out, and I'm looking forward to playing it. But again, like I don't know if this is like a stream friendly game because I will probably just get lost in doing all of the little tasks,
Well,
which
yeah, I
is
mean,
the
that's kind
purpose.
of the point, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
But yeah, it's Witchy Business. I really liked it. It was great. It's a
I
good
have
game.
to say that somehow I didn't plan this, but somehow the video like lined up perfectly as you were talking about the game. You would be listing different things, and suddenly there it was on the screen. I'm dying.
I
Uh,
did I did notice it actually when I was because I have your stream open. I was talking, I was even looking at at the stream, and then I looked over and I saw that it was going over to the next point that I was going to talk to. I'm like, oh great, I'll just keep on going.
yeah, that was that was awesome. All right. Well, that looked really cute. It looked very busy. So I can see why
Mhm.
you would say that maybe you're not so sure about playing it on stream or not. But
Yeah,
it looked very charming. The art was adorable.
it is very cute. Yeah, highly recommend. I don't. Let me see, because sometimes these Steam Next Fest game demos are still available
A lot
after
of them
Steam
do
Next
stay,
Fest.
yeah. And especially more
Um,
and more as Next Fest has gotten more popular. Let's
yeah,
see.
like the Cottonville demo is still available. I just checked. They have their own demo page, so I'm guessing that will probably stay up.
There was another
Um,
really charming little game that I played. It was called, I had to play it because of the name. It was called Tree Kingdom. Well, Tree
uh-huh.
Kingdoms. And it was like one of those little, I guess you would say hex-based games, like puzzle strategy game, where
You love
you,
your puzzle strategy. I cannot.
well, it's just, it feels good to tickle the brain.
Fair,
Um,
fair.
but the art for it was just so freaking cute. Like it looked as though they had made the items out of clay.
Oh?
Like they actually it's like they had actually modeled them and then placed
Oh,
them
that's
into the game.
cute.
Yeah, and so it was so some of these games can be a little bit I guess scary for your average player because you're like, what is this? This looks like a lot of thinking, but it was actually pretty charming. Now, I will say,
Oh
outside of
boy.
this peaceful victory, I did not get I did not get another win.
Oh boy.
I so like technically I didn't die. I didn't lose, but I didn't win. So like the way
Okay.
that the game plays is you have those little trees. They're called city trees. So each faction starts out with at least one of the trees, and so you have a couple different ways you can win. One of the ways,
Mhm.
the peaceful victory, is by getting a certain amount of your cities to be stockpiling enough fruit to make it through the winter, basically. Because like the gameplay is you are getting ready for the winter to survive it, basically. And then there's obviously the more attacky way of taking over all of the other city trees, which means you're gonna have to like explore the whole map and stuff and try not to
Invasion. You're
die.
gonna invade other cities, basically?
Yeah, yeah. So you take over their
Wow.
trees, and so you've got like these different units, and I don't. It was just so cute, and the music was good, and the devs are just sweethearts. They popped into chat and even made
Nice.
a blue sky post. So definitely worth checking out, especially if you're into these kind of games. I didn't feel like despite me dying or losing or whatever, I didn't feel like it was difficult. Like the instructions were easy to understand. It was just a matter
Mhm.
of I never started stockpiling early enough. Because once you're
Mm.
stockpiling, you can't create more units. So it's just it's a figuring out how to do things in the amount of turns that you have. And I think the demo had less turns than your standard game would have, so that might have factored in a little bit.
Mhm.
I'm not really sure, but yeah, it was very cute and the devs were very excited. They were like, "We didn't think anybody was going to stream it." So
Aw.
it was a nice little experience.
Yeah.
And it does look like they just like Witchy Business or which one had the demo up? The Witchy Business?
Both of them have them up
Okay.
still. Witchy Business and Cottonville both
And
have
so
them
does
still.
Tree Kingdom. So you can still check it out. You haven't missed out because Next Fest is over. Um, for a
Definitely go
lot of
check them
these
out.
games.
Yeah. Um, yeah, see, I'm not good with puzzle stuff. Like I don't know if it's that I'm not good with puzzle stuff or that it's just that I don't have the patience for it.
It might be a
I
patience
don't know.
thing because
I
most of
usually
mine is
see
patience.
puzzle. Yeah, no, you're way more patient than me. I think I keep my patience for like my child essentially. So especially now that I'm a mom, I'm like I don't do puzzles. Like this is I have no patience left after the end of the day, you know. Um, like we tried Bluma on stream
Mhm.
and so I liked the game for what it is. It's a platformer.
Right.
It's a very cute platform. You play a little chinchilla. You can change your colors and stuff, but it's a platformer. And I feel like now call me, maybe I'm being, I don't know, too cynical or something, but I feel I used to play Mario and Kirby and like the old Ariel game on the Game Boy Color up and down. Like those were my bread and butter. It's all I played. And I feel like after playing platformers so many times, the basic is all the same. Like there I know the art is different and the objective is, I guess, kind of different. Like there's a different reason why you're doing that. Like you're not in Bluma, you're not chasing after Bowser trying to rescue Princess Peach, obviously. Um but it's all kind of the same in the sense that like you're still, it's a platformer. And that's fine, but I guess I've just slowly realized that I don't think I'm much into platformers anymore, and that kind of bums me out. But Bluma itself, if you do like platformers, I'd recommend you give it a shot. It's cute. It has very little um I guess kind of puzzles that you have to figure out as you go along. There's different doors. Um and like I said, you can change every level. You get like a seed that you plant, and when you plant that seed you get like a flower that you can eat, and then you can change your color, so you can change whatever you want. And you basically shoot little arrows, I guess, with like the little light ball tail that you have
Mhm.
to make flowers spring up. And as you may be able to see on Sessa's stream, if you're watching the YouTube video, you can um you have to connect them. So you're basically connecting them so you can build little bridges and platforms, but you can't jump into them. So you have to be careful not to block yourself off. It was interesting enough. It was cute. Um but I do think going forward I'm just going to probably stay away from platformers because I think I got bored of it really quickly because of that, because I was like, okay, so it's like puzzle rinse and repeat kind of thing, you know?
Fair enough. Fair
Um,
enough.
and I guess the same thing can be said for farm games.
Well, I mean, you kind of
For
hit the
any
nail
game,
on the
really.
head earlier when you said I kind of think that maybe platformers aren't for me anymore, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to be sad about it because you might still be able to enjoy your old ones, and you still might
Mhm.
find a new one that you
Yeah.
really vibe with. But there's so many games in so many different styles and flavors. Like what good is playing something that you're not having fun with? Like why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah. Very fair. Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, I didn't play a lot of Bloom Up because of that. But it was cute. It was cute.
yeah, it looks pretty cute, very charming.
And the chinchilla thing, like that's what sold me on it. I was like, chinchilla, and I get to like make flowers. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so I did mention during the last the last podcast, I should say, I did mention a game that I wanted to try out, and I did try it out. Luna's gonna hate it, but
Oh, the nasty one. Yeah, I know. I watched some of them. I was like, yeah, no, this is not up my
yeah.
street
Some
at
of you, if
all.
you listened to the last episode, you may remember me talking about a game called No, I Am Not a Human, which is this wacky little game, where it's basically heavily dialogue. You're talking to people who come to your door during an apocalyptic event, and so basically it's too hot. You can only go out at night, but there are these creatures that are out at night that they call visitors. And so you have to try and determine, is the person that came to my door an actual person, or are they a visitor who's going to, I don't know, murder me? I don't know what
That's
happens.
nice.
I don't know what happens yet if you leave somebody who is not what they claim to be. We didn't get quite that far. We did kill somebody because we heavily suspected that she was a visitor, and it was actually really sad because Even she was confused about whether or not she was a visitor or not. And so, like, the gameplay is super interesting because you're in a house. That's it. Like, you're in your house, and that's it. That's your map. You can look out a couple of windows each night. And each night, the scene outside of the windows is a little different.
So creepy.
It's so creepy. And then a certain amount of people come to your door each night, and you talk to them, and you kind of learn about the world through these dialogues and try to decide who is safe to let in and who is not safe to let in. And then during the day, when you're stuck inside, you can talk to the people that you've let in, and you can even like run tests based on what you learn through like the radio and the television about what denotes a visitor.
All of them are visitors. Kill them all.
Well, yeah, so like the art style is so creepy and just kind of like grotesque. I just couldn't stop, and I was suspicious of all of them. Like this little girl, if you guys are watching, is terrifying. This girl
looks like the person from The Ring.
Yeah, but I think she's human. She's my neighbor. But I don't know. I don't know.
That's not human. That's the person from The Ring.
But it was interesting. You know, it was kind of unique. Obviously, there are probably games like that I just don't know about. But it was the first time I played a game like that, and I had to stop myself because the demo just kept going.
I was hoping you'd say that you had to stop yourself because it was just too creepy.
No, it was awesome. I really enjoyed it, but I like weird stuff like this. Like,
yeah, you do.
You know, this weirdness is kind of my bread and butter. So
yeah,
yeah, it was interesting. I'm glad that I tried it. I'm gonna play it. I'll probably stream it. Like, let's be real. But it was cool. It's just different.
Just like keep it for like Halloween. So I can just like make Halloween my anti-cess month.
Luna doesn't handle horror well.
No,
and to be fair, neither does a chunk of my community. And then there's another chunk that'll handle more horror than me.
Oh my god.
Did you get a chance to play anything offline, or did you really only try the demos that you tried on stream?
No, I think I played some things offline. Wait, let me go on my played list stuff.
Yeah.
I think I talked about Camper Van last week, didn't I?
Yeah. You did a little bit, yeah. I put her on the spot, y'all.
I don't know. This wasn't part of Steam Next Fest. I did play this off stream though, but this isn't part of Steam Next Fest. Yeah, I don't. Nope, that's it. I played that dragon game off stream, the Dragon Spot.
What did you think about that one?
Did I not talk about that? Was that after?
You might have. I think you did.
Yeah, I did.
You did.
Yeah, I did. Dragon Spot, very cute. Very cute. Like, just let's wind down game. I played Let's Build a Dungeon demo.
Oh, okay. How was that?
I liked it. Hubby didn't like it too much. We basically played it at the same time. Like he played his his computer and I played on mine. Yeah, you're a game dev, and you are building an MMO. And as you're building your world, you get to like decide where you put your trees and everything. You know, all the things where you put dungeon entrances and stuff. And you will get like quests. So like you have to build a quest sequence, right? And if you don't build that, like at some point I didn't quite understand how to do it. And so I actually kept on getting like bad reviews and complaints that, oh, this quest is unfinished. Oh, this game is so bad. I logged in. There's nothing to do. So
glorious.
As somebody who plays a lot of MMOs, so it gets a lot of trolls like that in chat. It was very amusing to play it. So yeah, and you get to like you get to build your own dungeons, and so you get to path them. You basically start off with like one little square, and then you get to make your tunnels and stuff how you want. And you need to it's kind of capped with how many items are in the dungeon. So you need to place like urns that players can smash and stuff, and little crates and boxes and everything. And after a while, you can place after a certain size, you can place spawners that spawn enemies that players have to murder. And um yeah, it was very, very cute. I really liked it. And my favorite part was probably so at the end of the this has like the I think this is a what you were saying earlier. I think this is going to be just for the demo.
Uh-huh.
It has a lot of like memes hidden into it that if you've been a gamer long term, you'll understand. Some of them flew past my head, and hubby was laughing his butt off because he got them. He's been a gamer for longer than me.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was fun. And at the end, um, you get to play your game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you get to also get game over on your game. Like if you died to the spawners and stuff. So like I didn't die, but Funzy died to the spawners. And yeah, you get to do the whole thing of like picking up your sword or finding spells so you can go into the dungeon and find the things so you can kill the monsters. It's I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, this is definitely one that's going on like my wish list and my watch list to see when it's coming out. Um I really enjoyed it. Let me actually check.
I'll
This
have
is
to
called
check that
Let's
one
Build a
out.
Dungeon.
Yeah, because you mentioned it before.
Yeah, the demo does still seem to be also available on this one. Yeah, I liked it. It was very cute. Very much approve. Um, yeah, it says manage a game studio making the world's greatest MMORPG. Hire designers, coders, and testers to create a fantasy world, then welcome hundreds of virtual players. If they get bored, they will cancel their subscription, and your investors will have your head. You can even play the game you create. That was definitely my favorite part, being able to play the game that you created. Because you get to like build your own little city and dungeons and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Is it like drag and drop for assets, or like how do you build the dungeon?
Um,
Is it just like drop down menus?
it's like dragging.
Okay, that's
Like,
cool.
have you ever, I guess, played City Skylines?
Hmm.
So like when you're placing the roads there, right? You choose the road that you want to do, and then you just drag it out, right?
Okay.
Like click and drag. It's similar to build a dungeon and stuff.
Ah, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, highly recommend. I really liked it.
All right. Well, another one that I tried that maybe I don't know, might not have gotten as much attention as some of the other ones. There was this cute little visual novel game called Necromance. Um, and,
Like NEC or NECK.
NECRO, like a necro,
Okay.
like an actual necromancer, but you're
Well, I don't
romancing
know
it.
with these games nowadays. Listen, there's a game
Yeah.
out now where you can literally date a wall,
Okay,
okay?
listen, I played the Date Everything demo. We can talk about
I
that in a
want
minute.
to. I got a code offered and I was like, I'm probably not gonna have
Uh,
time for this. And now I regret everything.
Honestly, it's so fun. Let's switch to that for a second. Since we're on that subject anyway. We'll come
Sorry.
back to necromance. It's okay. It's okay. That game. Well, so I tried that one. And I wasn't really sure originally. Like, so I do play text-based games. Like I have played text-based games obviously, but I haven't
Mhm.
really played a lot of actual visual novels cuz the quality of them can be it can vary.
Not
It
great.
can it can,
Yeah.
it can vary a lot, and so they're a little bit harder to I guess give a chance to when it comes to stream because I'm just like, well, if this sucks, I'm gonna be, you know, I'm gonna have to quit this game and I'll just feel bad. I don't
Hmm.
know.
Yeah. I think it's
um,
always trickier when you do them on stream, right? Because like
yeah,
when you're doing them on stream, you don't want to be negative about it, but we're human. There's some games that we're just not gonna like, and that's okay. Um, but it's always so awkward when it happens on stream.
Yeah, so I was really excited that the demo was part of Next Fest because obviously the people behind the game, like all of the names in it, and, you know, the people who made it, like these are all solid
I wish I
folks,
played the demo.
like hilarious people. Um, and so I was just like, okay, even when I was going in, I was like, this is probably going to be so dumb, but let's try it out. And I was instantly just super into it. Like, I was so into it, and I like the premise is ridiculous, obviously, and
You
it's
literally date everything.
yeah,
Like, I
it's
want to make this clear. You date everything. It's
yeah,
not just
like
like there's
yeah,
there's a bunch of people that you can choose to date.
no.
No, 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 no. You
So
like
here's
Seth
here's
has
the
on her stream
premise.
right now.
Yeah,
She's dating
that's a door.
Dorian.
No, I was talking
It's a
to him.
door.
I haven't dated anybody
Dorian
yet.
the door.
So yeah, so basically the premise is you you lose your job.
Oh,
You go
God.
home and you find these glasses in your home that like are like, "Hey, put me on." And when you put the glasses on, you see a physical embodiment of the glasses themselves, which is Felicia Day's like pink-haired character, Skylar.
Oh, okay.
When you turn Tree in chat goes, when you put the glasses on, you get turned on. Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, on that note, I've watched someone play it. There are certain items in the bedroom that you can also date.
Yeah, so we talked to the bed, which was incredibly awkward. Like, just the entire premise of I am talking to this thing that I sleep on every night, and she is kind of flirting with me because she was a thirst trap, Betty the bed. And they all have these silly names that fit in with what they are, but what really stands out is the design for all of the characters. So if you're looking at the video, you can see the bed right now. And so you can tell, you know, it's got like it's the bed. It's just so weird, but I don't know. They did it well. I thought it was going to be
basically,
so dumb.
they used the base of the bed as like a corset kind of top,
Yeah.
and then a duvet is like her coat. Yeah, the design is really creative. I just also really love the names. Like the wall is called Wallace.
Yeah, Timothy,
Um,
the alarm clock. He was really rude, by the way. Not a fan. You can
the
even talk to
alarm
the
clock
toilet,
is rude. Shocker.
which was weird. The
God.
toilet is French.
Lulu.
He,
Lulu.
yeah, he, his name is Jean-Luc Pissoir.
Oh my God.
He raps at you. Talks about another rapper named Little Crapper.
I think this is the thing about this game that I haven't played it, by the way. I have not played this game. I've watched some gameplay of it. But I think this is what I love. It doesn't take itself seriously.
Not
It's
at all. And
It's
how
a
could
joke.
you?
The whole
Yeah.
game is a joke, and it's great. And I really want to play it.
But it's written well, to be honest. It's written very well. And the voice work is very, very good. They have a lot of big name people. They've got like Ashley Birch, Felicia Day,
Mm-hmm.
Matt Mercer. I was like, what's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, like just a lot of people, and you can tell. Yeah, not only did they have fun making the game, but they put just so much thought into everything to make this ridiculous game.
Oh my God.
I honestly thought I thought I was gonna be too dumb, but
That's why I
was
didn't
wrong.
touch it, because I thought it was going to be too dumb.
No, I was
And
wrong.
I hate that I didn't touch it. Oh my God.
Even Tree was like, "Oh, this is surprisingly good considering what it is." Now, to be fair, I didn't get into any of the dating. I feel like that's going to be so awkward. But talking to them
You
is
didn't
really
get
fun.
into the dating? You have to go back and play it. You have to date everything. That's the
You have
whole
to date
point,
everything.
Seth.
Yeah, yeah. Well, actually, you don't have to date everything. You can make enemies.
Oh.
I'm going to make an enemy with that alarm clock. Him and I, we're going to have a cat fight.
Oh my goodness.
It was good. It was good. I don't know. I was surprised. I really didn't expect it to come out of the bat like that. But
wait, was this a game that you played during Steam Next Fest as well?
Yeah,
I guess?
yeah, we did.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it came out like the day after Next Fest was over or something. It's out now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so confused about that. I was like, what? Wait, what? Wasn't this just... And now it's out?
Well, sometimes they're more ready than
Very
other
cool.
times. Well, and I think they were part of the last Next Fest as well.
Hmm.
So this one was more of like a boost, I guess. But yeah, on the subject of visual novels, so this is obviously a type. And it was I really can't stress enough just how much care went into it. Like, you know, making fun of it a little, but it honestly, they just did so well. Where did the other one go? Here it is. So yeah, then we had Necromance, which is another visual novel, also voiced. And the voice of the Necromancer is just so funny. She has such a fun accent, and the humor of it is ridiculous. I died with the first choice that I was able to make. I died.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So like it's kind of like a choose your own adventure book. So you get these prompts sometimes where you actually have to like make a decision, and yeah, I died. I chose the wrong flowers. Even though there's no redemption for me. She had literally said, watch out for lapis lazuli, which is blue, but I didn't make the connection until after I touched the blue flowers and died.
Wow.
And then I died a second time because I decided very dumbly to trust the necromancer.
So one could say that this game is simply to die for, right?
Wow. But yes. But it was really charming. Like, you've got this little cutout art, kind of like almost like paper art almost.
Okay.
And just it's very simple, but I liked it, and I chat enjoyed it a lot. They were laughing at it. The humor was what sold it, to be honest. It's just so
like
silly.
Going on an adventure with Withers and Auntie Ethel.
Yeah, she's kind of like Auntie Ethel a little, actually. She's just a little, she's been trapped in a freaking tomb for centuries or something. So she's been bored. But yeah, this is where I died.
Oh, you died like right off the
bat.
Yeah,
it was my first choice. The first choice I got to make, and I died. And it was funny because I told Elena Green about it, another streamer friend of mine. I told her about it, and so I watched her play it, and she did not make the same mistakes I did at all. She was way smarter than me.
But it was the blue flowers, sis.
Yeah.
Just the blue flowers.
Yeah, I didn't make the connection until after. I was just like, oh, I don't see blue roses very often. I'll try those.
Without even hearing that, what she said before, alone that they're blue roses. Blue roses are not natural. Sus AF.
Listen, I was heading to a necromancer's tomb. Nothing's natural.
Blood splatter. I mean, fair.
Yeah, that was me getting basically squeezed to death by a plant and then roasted by the necromancer.
Oh, that's nice. That's lovely. Perfect for a little Sunday roast.
It was good. It was cute. You basically did the first little bit during the demo, and then you kind of got an idea for what the story was going to be like, which is going to be ridiculous. I liked it a lot.
Oh my goodness. Honestly, it's tempting. Like it really is giving me Adventures with Auntie Ethel vibes from Baldur's Gate 3, if anybody's curious. And it's making it tempting to play, not gonna lie.
Well, and it had really nice music too, like just kind of classical, it was just nice.
Nice.
It was enjoyable. I'll end up playing it. I'm excited to see where the story goes because it's only gonna get more ridiculous.
Next time, maybe Cess won't die to the blue flowers.
Probably be something else they'll put ahead of that I'll die to. Just wait. So like, yeah, so you can actually you can go back through all of the dialogue that you've seen. So like, it's not a game that's trying to trick you.
Okay.
Which is nice. And you can rewind. So like, say you make the wrong decision and you don't want to end, you can actually just rewind and try a different one, which was pretty cool.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to do the whole thing over again, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I just found it very charming. Simple, but you can tell the heart's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
we want to talk about the game we played together at all?
Oh, the bakery cafe simulator. Dude, I have mixed feelings about that.
Oh, yeah?
So, I feel like it's the same thing with most simulator games. They start very slow.
Right. Well, there's a lot of information they got to get to you.
Yeah, and that's what I still find it weird that you're basically in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it was definitely a weird location.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, when it said bakery, I thought we were gonna be like downtown, like, with the supermarket together. You're kind of like downtown. That's what I was expecting. No, you're just like in the middle of like a safari zone, basically. That's what it looks like.
I like to imagine we're a bakery at a zoo.
Yeah, maybe that. Except there's no animals around.
True.
But it was cute. I like that this is like, I want to say this is the first simulation game where like straight off the bat you actually get to like customize your own character. Like usually in these like supermarket together and like even the TCG simulator and stuff, you don't really get to customize your character. There was a little bit of customization in the supermarket together. If you paid like $5 extra, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, over here, straight off the bat, you get to choose like some basic customization, which was hilarious because Cess and I actually chose the exact same outfit.
We did. It was the obvious outfit.
Same shoes, same pattern, everything. We called it our uniform. But yeah, it's that thing. It starts off very slow and then suddenly chaos.
Yeah, I don't mind simulator games, but I find I'm way more into them usually if they're like pixel graphics or cartoony. I don't know. Like obviously I had fun with Supermarket together, but that was really playing with you guys. And I had fun with this. Like I was vibing with it, but when I really sit down to think about simulator games, I don't see much point in playing these ones that are super realistic because I don't want to work at a bakery.
I will say I'd rather play Supermarket together again than Bakery Simulator. Purely because I get to whack people.
Oh yeah, Luna was very upset because in this game she couldn't do anything to the customers. In Supermarket together, you can basically hit them with brooms for God knows what reason because some of them are thieves.
I have to be nice.
But Luna was hitting every single
and
every
in
single one.
Simulator, you can spray everybody with deodorant.
That was funny.
I was missing that silliness in Bakery Cafe Simulator.
Yeah, well, and I didn't like that you had to put stuff on a tray to serve it. I thought that was a little cumbersome.
Yeah,
It's just like, this is one item.
You basically made your coffee, which at the beginning you get to make espresso. That's it. You just get espresso. And you have to put the one singular espresso that the one person ordered on a tray and then bring it to them on the tray. And I did feel that to be a bit cumbersome as well. Yeah,
I just find that when I'm playing games like this, I want a story or stuff I can do outside of running the actual shop itself. Or when I get bored of doing that. And so these simulators, these hyper realistic simulators, don't provide that because that's not what they're meant for. No, I just find that they're not really for me.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's
But
just give me something I can whack my customers with, please.
but that being said, it had solid bones for, you know, if you like simulators, and that's something like you're into, it has what it's supposed to have as far
Mhm.
as you know, a
You're
lot of
just in the middle of a
customization.
safari zone and you
Yeah.
don't get to whack people.
Well, and to be fair, some of that could have been demo stuff. You know, maybe you
Yeah, I'm
can
hoping they'll add more
customize,
stuff. Yeah,
but yeah, it's just
definitely.
there's always so much work to get off the ground, and by the time you've gotten it to a point where you've got a lot of stuff,
You're
you
bored of
get
it.
tired. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I feel like when we stopped playing, we finally had gotten to a point where we had like 4 or 5 items on our menu at that point. We were customizing our cafe. Like, we were getting at a point where the game was starting to be a game, really, you know? But it took us so long to get there that I feel like by the time we got there, we were kind of done with the game. Right?
Yeah.
And that's my main issue with, like, simulator games, not just Baker Cafe, all of them, is that the start is just a little bit too slow for me.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Which since we're talking about cafe game, I'm gonna mention Kokoro Kitchen.
No, I was gonna ask about that actually because I saw you played that one as well. Oh no.
No, okay, so, cute. I liked the game once I figured it out. Problem is that you start the game and like you look at the tutorial and it's just pages of a bunch of text telling you what to do. And for me, when I am just faced with text after text after text, like in a
Yeah, a
book
wall of
wise,
text.
a wall of text, I feel overwhelmed. I don't read it. And I just click out and I'm like, let me, you can see it on Sessa's stream now. To me, that was just, it was too much going on all at once on the same screen, and then my eyes were darting back and forth. Um, yeah, this might be a very neurospicy thing. But I could not deal with the tutorial in that game. And there were a few people in my chat who seemed to have a similar issue that they also weren't able to deal with the tutorial. So my suggestion to the devs of Kokoro Kitchen is please make that tutorial more digestible. Because the game itself, once you understand what you're doing, once you get past that point, is actually a lot of fun. Like you have I guess a little garden where you grow some of your ingredients, and then you have your kitchen um where you cook everything, and you have like a rice cooker, and you have to also do your dishes, and everything's kind of like you have to do everything in a certain sequence in a certain way. And then when you like making something on the stove or the oven, you need to first put firewood in it and stuff, and only lasts like the firewood only lasts so long. I really liked all of that. Like again, it's like these little like tasks kind of thing, task based games that I guess I
Mm-hmm.
like. Um I did really, really enjoy it. I just really wish that the tutorial was better
Now,
done
am I
better.
correct that you could access the tutorial again from the menu? I feel like I saw
Yes,
it.
you could access the tutorial at any given time. The thing that I struggled a lot with is when cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Um I because I didn't read the tutorial at first. It kept on telling me to make stuff at the prep table. So I placed everything on the prep table. But because that's what I did, I placed everything, every ingredient on the prep table. There was no meal to make with every single ingredient that you owned. You could only place the ingredients on the prep table that you're planning to make that are required in the dish that you're making. Um and for the longest time I just couldn't figure out how to basically clear my prep table. So I was just stuck walking back and forth, getting really frustrated. But I stuck with the tutorial as my thing. Apart from that, it was a really, you can see on Cessa's stream actually, I am just constantly throwing things in the trash because I didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, you also have like a little farm, you have some little animals, like you have some chickens, and I think later on you unlock more pet animals and stuff. I'm definitely gonna I wanna try this again at a later point, I think. I did give the feedback about the, I think a lot of people gave the feedback. I'm not the only one about the tutorial, so I'm really curious to see if that is something that they'll
Well,
look at.
when I look at the tutorial, I think it would be better for them. So like I think the big problem that you're having with this is that they've put these 2 pages on the screen and there's 3 GIFs on these 2 pages. And so it is very busy. And so maybe if they just like did 1 page at a time and like you cycle through them, that might even alleviate it a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. I just felt really overwhelmed with it, like really, really overwhelmed.
Yeah, and I mean, like even luckily you can pull it up again. That's always a big plus in my opinion, because like why would you make the tutorial material and then hide it forever?
Never have it
just
again.
Leave it there. Sometimes I don't play a game for a while. I need that.
Mm-hmm. Which actually a lot of games have started to do like a welcome back kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where they give you like a small brush up of how the game works if you haven't been there a while, which I really like. But yeah, that was, once I got the hang of it, I really liked it, and then I just had to, at that point it was like I needed to leave, needed to go somewhere, so I had to end stream. But I did really enjoy Kokoro Kitchen once I got the hang of the tutorial.
Yeah, the art looks super cute. Very charming.
Yeah, right?
All right, well, I think that could be a good place to end episode 2. What do you think?
Yeah, I just have one more note, one very important note.
Okay, what's that?
Do you have a Netflix account, Cess?
I do.
You should go watch K-pop Demon Hunters.
It's been all over Blue Sky. People love it.
It's my current obsession, and I'm on my 3rd rewatch. I've been listening to the music all day, okay?
But yeah, Luna won't replay games except for Cyberpunk. But apparently she will rewatch a movie.
I usually don't either. Just hyper focusing, obsessing on it. Can't leave me alone. Oh my goodness.
I've heard good things, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, on that note, one day Cess will finish Cyberpunk.
Yeah, one day.
Maybe. I don't know.
One day.
I'm not holding my breath anymore. I've given up.
If you were holding your breath, you'd be dead by now.
I would be. Like 2 years ago.
For context, those of you who aren't familiar, I have my Cyberpunk save at like basically the last quest before like you really kick off the end of the main story, and I stopped playing and just never went back. And every time I go back, I just go around and do side quests and buy cars.
It's killing me. Oh my goodness. Which by the way, they're bringing out a new update, but it's been delayed. They haven't put a new date out, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, the sneaky one that nobody knew they were making because the last one was supposed to be the last one.
Yes. You know, I don't think they'll be done updating that game until their new game comes out. Until their new Cyberpunk comes out, this one will keep on getting updates. Honestly. But anyways.
It's okay with me.
I had to derail a little bit, okay? It wouldn't be a podcast if we didn't derail a little bit.
Well, very and that important. Raises a good question. Now that Next Fest is over, what are we gonna do?
We're gonna talk about games.
Yeah, I guess we'll talk
about.
Yeah. I guess I've had a couple new ones, so maybe I'll have some new stuff to talk about.
I'll give you guys all the Cyberpunk updates next podcast. This is like, oh, great.
No, it's good. It's good.
We're gonna listen to her fangirl over Cyberpunk for an hour. Yippee-yay.
Okay, maybe not the whole hour. A whole hour.
I could go for the whole hour.
Oh, I believe
easily.
You could. I believe you could.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. This was episode 2 of Pixel Yaps. We were talking about all of our experiences during Steam Next Fest, all the demos that we played. If you were curious on the lead up to Steam Next Fest, you can watch our first episode available on my YouTube and our joint Spotify Pixel Yaps. We are live every second Tuesday on Cesire's channel. That's twitch.tv/it's a tree with 3 E's. And I think I'm gonna go with the next day upload, honestly, because I feel like these podcasts are fairly current, at least so far.
Yeah, well,
So
yeah.
I think I'm gonna try and have this up on YouTube and Spotify tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. So if you missed some of the episode or you like to watch your content on YouTube, make sure you check out. How did the YouTube ones go? YouTube/Loonaromi? Isn't there a thing?
There's the at.
That's the thing I always forget. So yeah, YouTube/@Loonaromi. And she'll have the episode up for you for your consumption needs for perpetuity. But yeah, we outside of the podcast, we're both streamers. So as she said, I'm at twitch.tv/it's a tree with 3 E's. Don't ask. Don't worry about it. And Luna is at twitch.tv/Loonaromi. And those will be up for you YouTube people, and they'll be in chat for the Twitch people.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining, and have a good week. Bye, everyone. Pixels and yaps, pixels and yaps. We like pixels and computer games. Pixels and yaps, pixels and yaps. We're yapping about pixels and computer games. Pixels and yaps.